April 27th, 2011 was a very unique day. It started out with the weather in Alabama was very turbulent. The local weatherman was talking about this was unlike anything he had ever seen before. I was with my family at our house. We were in our basement watching the news, and never once did I think my dental office is destroyed. So I'm driving into town. About 5 blocks away from my office, I have to park my truck, get out, and I start walking in the direction of my office. And the closer I get to my office, the more debris, the more trees, even power lines are down at this point. And the closer I get in, the more nervous I get, the more worried. And I start jogging, and then I end up running. And I'm dodging power lines, and they're sparking. So at this point, I'm sprinting toward my office. And I get to my office, and it's one of those drop to your knees moments. So my number one goal was, before it rained, I'm going to go grab all my files and take them to the basement. So after I got the files situated, the other thing that I thought of that I really wanted to salvage, the thing that I was most worried about, was my CEREC machine, because I can't live without that. But knowing that the rain was coming and knowing that a possible tornado was going to hit for a second time, I unplugged my milling unit and I carried it into my personal office shower and set the milling unit in the shower, because I figured that was probably the safest place if another tornado was to hit. Before the tornado, I had worked with multiple dental companies, getting the best deal here and there, and just to keep my options open. But after the tornado hit, and after the tragedy, I got a call from Joe Cooper, my territory dental rep, and him and Scott Crane, the equipment specialist with Patterson, came in and they went through the rubble with me and helped me salvage any sort of small equipment that we could salvage. And they helped me to kind of refocus on what the direction that I needed to go from there, because I was thinking about, at this point, how am I going to get back up and running as quick as possible? And the bond that you get when you're able to go through a tragedy or a traumatic event like this with someone else, the bond is inseparable. And when you have a dental company like Patterson come in and basically hold your hand through the whole process, that creates a friendship and a bond that's unbreakable. So when I finally decided to build back in my location, I knew that I needed to decide on the equipment I wanted to use in my new building. That's when Scott and Joe and the Adec rep took me out to Oregon on the Adec Educational Experience tour. And man, I was blown away. The plant was awesome. The way they treated me and my wife out there was first class. Going out to Adec and seeing their showroom with multiple operatories and the different ways that they were set up, track-mounted lights versus ceiling-mounted lights, continental versus traditional, rear-mounted, chair-mounted, handpieces, side-mounted, all the different styles, all the different types. It blew me away, and it allowed me to choose what I was really most comfortable with. The reason I chose Adec, because I had a lot of options, was because I felt like the quality that company invests in their equipment was unmatched. I wanted something that was going to last, not just 5, 7, 10 years. I wanted something that potentially my kids, if they become dentists, are going to use this equipment. This Adec equipment is what keeps my practice going, keeps the production going here for my patients. And right now, I just want to thank Adec, everyone that works at Adec, for putting the time and effort into developing this equipment. I want to thank the engineers and the designers who developed the equipment. I want to thank all the plant workers that put together the equipment. And I know that there's a lot of time and effort involved in planning for the future, and I just want to thank you, because one day my kids might be dentists treating patients on a daily basis. I just want to say thank you. The past 24 months has been an adventure, and Patterson has been right there with me, walking me through every process of this ordeal. They helped me turn a tragic event into a happy ending, and I just want to say thank you to Patterson, Joe Cooper, and Scott Crane, and Matt Schweiker, and everyone at Patterson, all the technicians, the maintenance technicians that come up here, Don Sanders and all his crew, has just made my life so easy, and they have made a dream come true for me. And I just want to thank you. The bond and the relationship that I have with Joe and Scott is way up there, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you.